We are here again with Raphael Sbarge at 2014's Comicpalooza, and we are going to discuss his non-profit work with a foundation called Green Foundation?
Greenwish.
And what exactly does Greenwish do?
Yeah, so maybe you're like me and you have found yourself looking around and reading the newspaper or seeing what's on the news in terms of what's happening to the planet. You know, whether it be the bees collapsing or the ice caps melting or the pesticides in the foods or any number of things along those lines. And it's really easy in those cases to kind of feel overwhelmed and to kind of go to a sense of kind of apathy, a sense of kind of, gee whiz, there's nothing I can do. It's all so terrible. I might as well just quit. Greenwish is an attempt to answer that, and what it does is what we do is we provide you the ability, that is you and a bunch of your friends who may feel passionate about this as well, a way in which you can actually set up a nonprofit in your neighborhood, that is in your city. You get to then identify the smaller nonprofits, the smaller sort of green-oriented nonprofits that are doing important work in your community. And then we give you all the tools so that you can then raise money and then put all that money right back into your community. So it's community helping community. It's sort of an umbrella of green. So as opposed to helping one group, you're helping multiple. In LA, you know, we support earth, air, water, sustainable education. And the idea is, you know, if you don't have $50 every time you get an envelope with a polar bear on it, even though you want to, maybe you can give $1, $3, or $5, or, you know, in this case, if you can give it to an organization whose costs are low and who you know essentially are community-based, then you know you're doing a good thing, and you're also, in this case, feeling better when that sort of creeping, crawling feeling of, gee whiz, it's all so bad, I don't know what to do. This is your green wish. This is your wish for the planet. And again, because it's community-based, you know where it's going.
And how did you personally become involved in this?
I founded Greenwish. Greenwish was, I like to say, sort of born of when my daughter was born, which is in that moment where you sort of feel both kind of superhuman and magical as a father, that you've created a person, and it's spectacular on the one hand, and then on the other hand, of course, you look out into the big, bad, scary world and you think, oh my goodness, look at this place that she's going to inherit. And it was my attempt to try and really find a way to kind of maybe leave this world a little bit better than I found it. So, you know, we have chapters in LA, we have chapters in Kansas, in Missouri, one opening in a couple weeks in Denver, St. Louis, Boston, and not one in Texas yet. There are, in this case, when I've come to this convention, all the money that I raise goes towards keeping Greenwish going, as well as also then supporting and sort of getting the word out. So people who are interested, people who are looking to try and find a way to give back, people who care but don't know quite where to plug in, we give you the tools to be able to do so. So if you're interested in starting a Greenwish chapter, if any of this sounds remotely interesting, and or if you find yourself you know, looking for knowing that giving back is an important part of one's life, I've certainly found it to be an amazing way to kind of get through some tough times as well, that we all have. Then you can find us at greenwish.com, or, you know, email us at greenwish@greenwish.com, and we can tell you more. There's a lot of people who can sort of help make it as easy as possible.
Is there anything that you would like to say to anyone who may be hesitant? Maybe they're hesitant and they're not sure. Maybe they don't think that they have the leadership capabilities to do this, and you want to encourage them. What would you say?
You know, look, taking on anything requires some, you know, in this case, some passion, some fire in your belly. Maybe you don't feel that you can do it yourself, but maybe you've got a couple of friends and you can all together kind of sit together and go, you know I can't do this, but we could do this together. You know, maybe that's the way that you could sort of set it up. In addition to that, if you're a parent, or if you're not a parent and you're looking for, you know, and you care about the planet, and care about what's happening, care about what you read in the news, or are even frightened about what you're hearing in the news, this is perhaps a way to kind of try and make a difference. You know, we're all given a certain amount of time here on the planet, and if we can sort of devote some of it to not just sort of consuming and getting the new iPhone or somehow seeing the new movie, all of that's fun, but if you could actually sort of at the end of the day maybe sort of say, hey, you know, I did something today that actually sort of was about, not just about me and about something else, I can tell you it makes you feel wonderful. When I sit down to write the checks from Greenwish, the Greenwish account, and send them out, I feel like Santa Claus. You know, it's a wonderful feeling. So genuinely, it's been a wonderful journey to be a part of.
Thank you again. This has been a very extreme pleasure for all of us. Is there anything else that you would like to say in closing to maybe any fans that you might have?
Oh, gee whiz. You know, you can find me on Twitter at Raphael Sbarge or on Facebook. I've got a fan page there, and I've had a wonderful time in Houston and hope to be back soon.